Our team comes to you with a unique project idea that we were able to dive into within our buyer behavior class this semester. The subject we bring to you is, should esports be considered a college sport? Esports is a field that is continuing to grow and become more popular every year. So with that being said, our answer is yes. Colleges should absolutely consider creating and implementing an esports team, and here's why. We present to you 3 main reasons why colleges should implement esports teams. The first is that it creates more opportunities for kids to dream of being a part of a college team, but they just can't. The second is that it will increase the number of colleges students to enroll every year. And finally, it will increase the amount of funding for every college that takes part in this amazing opportunity. Now let's take a deeper look into each of these reasons why. Allowing esports to be an official sport for colleges will open up opportunities for individuals who suffer from a condition that leaves them handicapped, in which they aren't able to be a part of a traditional sport. It also allows those who are not physically capable of receiving acknowledgement and scholarships through traditional sports, so they'll be able to achieve athlete levels without the physical attributes. So what do I mean by this? Esports will allow for these kids who aren't the most athletic to have a chance to be athletes that they've always wanted to be. Whether that's just to compete on a sports team and be good at it, or even play as a character in a game that makes them feel like they are the athlete that they've always wanted to either look like or be like. Esports will also give those with disabilities the same opportunities and chances to compete on a sports team and receive acknowledgments like any other person, making them feel like an equal and part of something that they've always been told that they could never do. The second reason why esports teams should implement these sports into colleges is because it could increase the number of students who apply and attend college every year. After interviewing Brad Weir, a broadcast manager at Skillshot, who has been in the gaming industry for over 15 years, stated in his interview that he didn't attend college himself because he just thought, college isn't for me. But when asking him if esports was part of a college sport, would he go? He admitted to me that yes, he'd consider college more because he himself is an avid gamer that would have given competing a chance. In fact, from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they state that 30.9% of high school graduates do not attend college. And I can only imagine how many of the 30.9% of these that did not choose to go to college chose not to go because of the same mindset as Brad. It's just not for me. But with esports, we believe that the 30.9% of these kids who chose not to attend college will consider college more and cause an increase in attendees and graduates with a proper degree. Not saying that all students need a college degree, but it will allow them to give it a chance before completely ruling it out. Finally, the third reason we believe that colleges should implement esports teams is because colleges themselves can increase their funding tremendously. They'll be able to do this through third parties or large brands such as Coca-Cola, who are actually wanting to invest and fund in these gaming teams. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How could esports benefit a huge brand such as Coca-Cola? Well, it is shown that ESPN is already investing in getting into something as simple as esports. And here's why we believe that they're showing interest. Esports is an easy way to reach 18 to 25-year-olds, which is the perfect demographic that most of these big companies such as ESPN and Coca-Cola are trying to reach because they're considered the next purchasing generation. If we can reach them, then they'll have their next cycle of consumers locked in. But wait, here's something else. We need to consider how esports will benefit the colleges, right? Because why else would they implement it if they're not benefiting themselves? We believe that if colleges implement an esports team, they will increase their value tremendously. we will see kids fighting to attend the school with the best opportunities. And of these opportunities will definitely include esports teams as well. Also, as we mentioned before, these schools are going to be getting a lot more funding from these big companies and third parties, which will allow them to have a higher budget and make their school even better than it is today. So in conclusion, yes, colleges should definitely consider creating esports teams, but there is more that they need to consider as well. Some of these considerations are, well, there's 3. 1, how should they implement rules and regulations regarding an esports team? 2, should esports teams have all resources available to them like traditional sports? And 3, these colleges must know that they need to go, quote, all in. For the rules and regulations, we believe that they should make sure that they have the correct GPA requirements, just like any other sports teams, and enforce physical practice away from any computer and technology so that they're able to have healthy levels of social contact, which will prevent depressions from rising in the gaming industries altogether. Secondly, we believe that all esports teams and players should have all the same resources available to them, just like any other sports team. This means access to a gym, doctors, physicians, and therapists who overall will help them physically and mentally within this sporting activity. We also believe, like traditional sports teams, they should also have the ability to have tutors and study centers available for them and those athletes only. Finally, any colleges thinking about implementing and creating esports teams must go all in. What we mean by this is that they need to invest and treat esports just like any other college sport, not just simply a club, but also a sport where students can receive scholarships and recognitions. If a college is willing to do this, then we believe full-heartedly that esports in colleges could, in a couple short years, look something like this.